During spring break, I went to Miami with some of my friends and my boyfriend. We spent first 2 days wandering around Design District and downtown Miami. We were all attracted by the scenery on the street and also pleasant weather of the city. The next day, we went to see alligators and a lot of wild animals in their national park. I enjoy the environment that Miami generally has as it's famous for biodiversity. Just at the moment, I want to say I love all my Miami animals, and the experience that I got with a 2-year-old alligators. I was attacked by two pelicans. So for the third day of our trip, we decided to go to Key West, an island city and Florida's southernmost point, lying roughly 90 miles north of Cuba. We have to drive 4.5 hours to get to Key West, so we set our midpoint at Robbie's of Isla Morada, where we could feed Tapung. Tapung is a giant fish that could grow up to 8 feet long and weigh 280 pounds. Initially, we thought we were going to feed pelicans, as one of our friends misunderstood other people's review. In the comments, there were one trawler saying that you could feed the harpoons while pelicans were around. My friend comprehended that as you could feed pelicans. I was so excited and would like to take as many pictures as I could to keep this moment forever, as there's not much time that we could feed pelicans. So the moment we approached the counter, we were all so disappointed that we could not feed pelicans but harpoon. The guy informed us to never get in touch with pelicans because they were super aggressive. One of my friend, Gloria, suddenly felt so scared to get in touch with pelicans. So did I. After necessary preparations, the rest of our friends had already reached the deck to feed the harpoon. Gloria and I were still at the counter. We shaking and holding each other's hands. We held each other tightly and walked through to the deck trembling. Once we reached the deck and rejoined our friends, we gained more confidence and were less afraid of pelicans. There were also 3 staff members holding stick to scare off the pelicans, so they're not attacking people. I gradually lowered my tension about pelicans and started trying to focus on feeding the harpoon. I have to be honest. Harpoon were also as terrified as pelicans because they're huge and they could accidentally bite you even they do not have teeth. In order to get the best picture, I picked a spot that does not have a lot of people feeding the harpoon at the same time. The deck has holes open for the purpose of feeding, which was covered by netting. There were only 4 big holes for people to stretch their arm down and feed the harpoon. I carefully picked up a small fish, kneeled down, and planned to reach into the hole. Then I suddenly realized that there were 2 pelicans jumped up to the deck. I felt their hostility for my fish bucket and instantly stood up from the ground to face them. We had a well look at each other, and I know it was not a good sign. I have a fish in my left hand and a full bucket of a fish. They must come in for the fish. While we're still staring at each other, one pelican that was closer to me suddenly spread its wing wide and flew towards me within a blink of an eye. Imagine a sharp-mouthed bird with little eyes suddenly charging towards you with its weapon. I think this is moments that I want to say that I hate all birds the most. I screamed loudly and threw the bucket of fish at the pelicans that attacked me. I couldn't help but took a few steps further, but I realized that there was no guardrail on the deck. If I backed up any further, I would fall into the sea along with harpoons, which is as terrifying as pelicans. Luckily, the pelicans seemed to be scared by my reaction. I was still panicking while staff member rushed to me and holding the stick to scare off the pelicans. My friends all laughed out loudly at me because they thought it was so funny that I could be scared by a bunch of birds. But I have to say, you would never understand one's feeling unless you're in one's position. And that was proven sooner than I thought. One of my friends trying to irritate pelicans before leaving, and she was scared by the pelican as well. We were not closer now because we are the only ones in the world who understand how scary the pelican can be.